Okay, this video is on complete sentences, so you know if you had a complete sentence or not. So you should have just watched the Mr. Morton video, and after you watch Mr. Morton, then we look at these. The directions are proper sentences. Circle the verb, underline the subject with one line, and the predicate with 2 lines. Then write whether or not the sentence is complete. Basically, is it a whole sentence or not? So when we look up here, Mr. Morton was in his house. That was kind of one of the sentences in the video. We know that the form of to be is, was, were, you should. Oh, we went over that. Sorry, if you weren't here for that, when we went over verbs, we went over any form of to be is also a verb. Don't forget that is, was, were, all of those are verbs. To exist is to do something. It's an action. So Mr. Morton was in his house. Was is the verb, so we're going to circle the verb. Underline the subject. Who was in the house? Mr. Morton. And then with the predicate with 2 lines. So the predicate is the rest of the sentence, basically. So the subject is the subject of the sentence. He's the one doing the verb, and the rest of it, including the verb, is the predicate. So a predicate has to have a verb in it. So don't forget to underline, double underline your verb also. That's how this works. So then you can determine it has a subject and a whole predicate, because it has a verb, it has a whole predicate, and that's a complete sentence. So these are pretty simple sentences, but let's go through them. I'll go through like one more, and then you'll do the rest on your own. So here's an example. Mr. Morton knocked on the door. Knocked. It's kind of the same thing. Who knocked? Mr. Morton. Was the predicate. Knocked on the door. I'll do one that's a little bit harder. We'll do number 2. Thought about it occasionally. So thought is a verb. Thought. Who thought? We don't know. So there's no subject. So there's no subject. Not a complete sentence. Okay. Then we went through each of these in class after you did them on your own. So I want you to do them on your own and then turn it into me, and then I'll get back to you about how you did. This one's tricky though. Over the river and through the woods. Over and through are not verbs. They are prepositions. So given that information, what are you going to do with that sentence? Okay, that's your clue right there. All right. Done with complete sentences for right now. Now we're going to see how they relate to common rule number 1.